So we have some major updates when it comes to Xbox Game Pass and Xbox in general. I'm talking about new games that are being announced for day-and-date Game Pass. I'm talking about Xbox Game Pass on PC. And then there's a lot of games that were shown at Gamescom at the Jeff Keighley show. I got to admit, the show was a lot better than I thought. The games shown were pretty awesome. And I'm happy that Xbox actually had a pretty strong presence. Let's get into everything that was talked about, all the games that were announced, and everything coming to Game Pass, because there's a lot to cover here. So let's get into all of it. Alright, so you know the drill. If you like the content, hit that subscribe button and that like button. And if you want to be notified on future videos, hit that small little bell icon. And if you want to go that extra mile to support the channel, hit that join button. All the support is greatly appreciated. Alright, so I just want to jump into this because I have to admit, the show that Jeff Keighley put on was actually pretty amazing. There is a lot of cool games out there. There is a lot of stuff that I'm looking forward to. And there is a lot of stuff showcasing next-gen only titles. And that's what has me the most excited, is these next-gen titles coming to Xbox and to the PC, which I'm really looking forward to. And I do have to admit, Xbox did have a lot of PC-only games on there. They had a lot of PC stuff being advertised, and they even had a whole montage going for Xbox PC and how it's going to be on Game Pass for the PC. Trust me, it was very heavy-centric for Xbox, but for the cross-platform that Xbox has been pushing for years now, where you can go on your console, cloud, or your PC. But the first game I want to talk to you about has to be Lies of P. Now, this is like a Pinocchio kind of spin-off, a reimagining, and it looks Souls-like, and I have to say, this game looks stunning. And this game has been kind of talked about for a few weeks now. A lot of people, including leakers, have been hinting that this might be a day-and-date game coming to Game Pass. And what did you know? At this show, they announced that it is coming to Game Pass day and date. So this has been confirmed, and Lies of P looks insane. This game has been talked about for a while. I gotta say, look at this thing. It looks stunning. I love Souls games now because ever since Elden Ring, I've been kind of getting my fix of Souls games that way. I've been going back playing Demon Souls. I've been going back playing Dark Souls, and I'm just enjoying it. Not to mention, even Lords of the Fallen, games like that, which I'll be talking about a little bit later, is even games that I'm getting into. So when I see Lies of P coming to Game Pass day and date, you know I'm excited because it does look stunning. It does look like a lot of fun, and I'm glad that Xbox is still being extremely active out there locking down these big games. And I have to say, this was trending on Twitter for quite some time. People were hoping it was going to come to Game Pass, and now that it's confirmed, I wonder how many people are actually going to go through this and play it, because we have to remember, Souls-like games and games that are hard tend to kind of drive people away. But for me, it's become something that I'm looking forward to and something I want to play. Not to mention, it looks completely new. It looks completely reimagined, and I have to admit, it looks like something I really want to jump into and play since it is something completely different. But now let's shift gears a little bit. Let's talk about Warhammer 40k Darktide. I know this game got delayed till November for Xbox Game Pass PC, and I think it's going to come in later this year, if not early next year for Xbox on Game Pass. They had another gameplay announcement on this, showing some new classes, showing some new gameplay, and I have to say, this game just looks awesome to me. I've been looking forward to Darktide for quite some time. Ever since they announced it, I think about like a year or two ago, this has been on the top of my list for one of the most anticipated games I can't wait to play. And having it on Game Pass day and date just makes it that much better. I know that sounds a little weird, but Fat Shark, the developer behind this, also made Warhammer Vermintide, Warhammer Vermintide 2, and now they're jumping into the 40k universe in Warhammer with Darktide. And let's be real, a lot of Warhammer Vermintide 2 got a lot of its audience from being on Game Pass for the console at launch. It was there all summer, it was there for several months, if not I think a year, and I have to admit, that's a game that I found through Game Pass that I really enjoyed and played with my friend through co-op. So Darktide, I can see having that same reaction, where people are coming into it, playing it, having a good time, and playing with their friends, all because it's there on Game Pass day and date. So again, a lot of these updates are going to be focusing around Game Pass, not to mention PC Game Pass. I know a lot of people don't like hearing that, but for me as a PC gamer, I'm so happy that they're talking about it because I have been playing on my PC a lot lately because of how good Game Pass is on there. I mean, we got Death Stranding dropping on there for PC Game Pass, a PlayStation-made game on Game Pass for PC for people to play. And I have to say, that's insane to think about that other publishers, including competitors, are putting games on Game Pass because they know the audience it can attract. Not to mention the money that Xbox and Microsoft are probably signing over to them to get these games on Game Pass. We have to remember, Xbox is buying these games up, putting money down just so they can grow their service exponentially. But now let's move over to something that I thought looked okay. Now, that's High on Life. I got to admit, the game that they showed at E3 looked stunning. I love the gameplay. I love everything I saw from it. I love the characters, the kind of zany comedy of it. Dude, that game just looked awesome. Yet this showing here at Gamescom or on the Keighley show, I didn't really enjoy. It was kind of very repetitive. They were fighting one enemy and you're in this one room and that's pretty much it. Swinging around, doing cool stuff. The funniest part about it was the commentary from the guns and the knife that were just cursing everything out and attacking everything, saying kill, kill, kill. That's pretty much all that I saw that was cool. Everything else kind of looked a little janky, kind of looked a little slow. I know that the game got delayed all the way till I think December 13th or December end of this year. So I know they have several months to kind of work out the quirks and maybe optimize the game a little bit better. But overall, I thought it was a really poor showing from what they showed. The game looks fun, everything looks awesome, the commentary looks awesome, but that gameplay segment they showed at this show was kind of bad. They should have gone through a level, if not show a couple minutes of cut up things, and then have the boss battle at the end for about 30 to 40 seconds, and then that's it. Show the best parts about it, move on. Instead, you kind of just fought this boss, and it was very repetitive, and you didn't see much of what the game had to offer except for one gun, a knife, and jumping around swinging. So I think they could have done a little bit better on that front. And then from there, they went over to one of my favorite games of last year, which is Age of Empires and their DLC. They're bringing out 2 new factions for it. It's a free update. And no, they did not talk about a console port for this RTS yet. And I don't know when that's coming. I don't know if it is going to come. All I know is that I played and beat this game on the PC and had a blast. I remember reviewing the game, so you can check out that review on my channel if you want to go back a few months ago. But overall, I enjoyed this game a lot. So seeing free DLC come to it at the end of this year, or I think in October, gets me excited because it gives me a reason to kind of reinstall it, jump back into the game, and maybe get those achievement points I missed out on, because when I reviewed it, I didn't get any achievement points on it because I was playing it on Steam and that's what Xbox gave me. But hey, 2 new free factions, a couple of new things, a couple of new mods, and I'm looking forward to jumping into this. Not to mention, if you have Game Pass on PC, you get this for free. Again, free. So as you could tell, Xbox had a pretty good understanding of what Gamescom is. They just showed up, gave a couple of new announcements like getting Lies of P and a bunch of other games that are going to be going day and date into Game Pass, and a couple of updates to games that they have already played. And if you talk about the Redfall stuff they showed off last week, you could tell that Xbox has kind of not been quiet. They've been coming out there showing some stuff, talking about stuff, and I think they're doing that preemptively, getting ready for Sony's show that's coming in September. But now I kind of want to talk about some games that really showed well to me, and that's The Lords of the Fallen. I know it was CGI, but that game to me is extremely underrated. I enjoyed that game a lot. I have a few hours into it. This new announcement of The Lord of the Fallen makes me feel like they're kind of going back to the drawing board. They like the IP, but they're not going to put a 2 in front of it. It's kind of like relaunching the franchise. They want to give it a new beginning, because ever since then, that developer has made Surge and Surge 2, which were very well received, and it's a Souls-like game. And this just looks epic. It looks a lot of fun. I love the CGI trailer. I think that the gameplay is going to match that, and not to mention, they make some very good looking games. So I'm not that surprised of how good this looks. I think it's going to be shown next year with gameplay, and who knows, this might be a candidate for a Game Pass day and date, because that's what Xbox and Microsoft tend to do. They tend to go to these other studios that are a little bit smaller, but still have some great potential to make a great game, and then you get that in their day and date, give them a lot of money that it basically covers their development costs, and bam, we have a new game coming in there. That's a game I hope comes to Game Pass, and if it doesn't, I'm probably still going to buy it, because I'm looking forward to just getting more Souls games, because that's the type of stuff I have liked ever since Elden Ring has came out. I've played Elden Ring once, and I'm probably going to go through it again on a second or third playthrough, playing different classes and different styles. So again, these games are deep, but now let's move into something that I know a lot of people are looking forward to, yet some people think it's a little mixed bag. And that's Gotham Knights. This is the last game I want to talk about, but I do have to admit, this Villains trailer has me hooked beyond belief. And trust me, this is one of my most anticipated games at the end of this year, if not my most anticipated game. I know a lot of people didn't like the gameplay reveal. I know a lot of people didn't like the characters and the banter. And to those people, I gotta say, I don't care what you have to say. because this is a comic book game. This is Gotham Knights, and I'm looking forward to playing as Red Hood, Red Robin, Nightwing, and not to mention Batgirl. I want to play as all 4 characters and just enjoy the world that they've built for me. I mean, you're running through Gotham, you're going through all this stuff. They have multiple villains out there. They have Harley Quinn, Clayface, Mr. Freeze. They had Pig being hinted at. They have the Court of Owls and a bunch of other ones that nobody seems to be talking about. I mean, these are major villains. This just looks insane to me. I'm looking forward to everything, not to mention the cutscenes and all that they showed really transition into the gameplay. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of cool side quests, a lot of cool story, and the city's going to feel pretty alive. I'm not talking about just people walking around or pedestrians. I'm talking about it's going to feel like these villains have really taken over the city or feel lived in, and they have districts and they take over stuff, and your job is to fight them and go through it. They showed that 2 years ago when they had that Batgirl gameplay showcase where she went into the base where Mr. Freeze was and she started fighting him, and they're doing that again with Clayface in the sewers and a bunch of other cool stuff. Like, I mean, Harley Quinn had a lot of cutscenes on there. They had a lot of combat, and they also showed off the Court of Owls. I'm just looking forward to this game. I think it's going to be great. And as somebody that's currently playing through Spider-Man on the PC, man, I just can't wait for another superhero game. This gets me even more excited for Wonder Woman. It gets me even more excited for Suicide Squad and all those other games that I personally look forward to. I love superhero games. Gotham Knights showed out really well, and they said that they went gold on Twitter, so now they're dropping this game, and it's going to be next gen only, and it's coming October 21st. So again, looking forward to it. Can't wait to play it, and I'm excited to see what else they have in store for us, because they've shown a lot of this game, and they seem pretty confident that they have a hit on their hand. Let's hope it happens, because I know a lot of people didn't like it. I know a lot of people didn't like the way it looked or combat, whatever. But for me, I'm excited for it. I hope it's good. And if it sucks, hey, it sucks. But I'm still going to play through the whole thing probably because I'm invested in these characters. I read a lot of comics, and this is kind of my jam. So I'm looking forward to that. But overall, I think Xbox had a pretty good presence at Gamescom or Jeff Keighley's show. There was a lot of other stuff like Callisto Protocol shown. There was a bunch of other games that are coming out next year that were shown, and everything looked really well done. But overall, I think that Xbox is really honing in on the PC. I mean, they had a whole advertisement up there about PC Game Pass. They had a whole advertisement about games that are only coming to PC like Age of Empire and the DLC. I feel like they're really shifting focus from the console to PC and cloud, which I've been saying for months now. And hey, as a PC gamer, that's all great. I'm not losing on any experiences because I do have a PC, I do have a Series X, and I do have a PS5. So no matter what, no matter where the games are, I'm going to be there playing them day and date because I have every system, and that's just how I am. I'm a gamer first, and that's what matters to me. But let me know what you think about all this. Are you excited that Xbox got Lies of P to come day and date on Game Pass? Do you think we'll get some other announcements from Xbox as they start doing their Gamescom thing? Do you think we're going to get even more announcements at the award show coming in December? Or are we going to get Xbox buying even more games to drop in Game Pass day and date as the days go by and the weeks go by? Because right now, we know that Sony's going to be coming with their show next month. Let's hope Xbox has something in the works because 2022 has been very light. So go down below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. This support helps out the channel more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my latest videos. Plus, I love interacting with everyone there, so get on Twitter and let's talk about gaming. Also, follow me on Xbox Live. My gamertag is Zalker87, just like my channel name. See what games I'm playing, and let's compete in achievements for the month. So right now, you guessed it, I've been playing 2 games mainly, and that is Spider-Man on the PC and Multiverses on my Xbox. I think I have like between Steam and Xbox on Multiverses like 50 to 60, maybe 70 hours on that game. I'm having a blast. Morty just dropped, a couple new characters are coming, the season just started, I'm going through the battle pass. I'm just having a lot of fun with that game, and I think it's one of the best games to release this year. And Spider-Man, of course, just looks insane. I'm loving every minute of it. I forgot how epic that game is. I forgot how great the story is, how great the characters are written. Everything about it just makes me happy. I enjoy Spider-Man a lot. It's probably one of the best games Sony has ever made next to God of War. I would have to say that it's tied, if not a little bit above that, because I'm enjoying it so much on the PC with the high frame rates and everything at Ultra and 4K. It just looks insane. I can't wait till Sony starts dropping their games day and date on PC so I can play them there instead of on the PS5. So let me know what you're playing. Are you playing something on your Xbox Series X or PS5, or are you on your PC like me playing something? Go down below because that's what we're here for. It's to talk games. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.